Hello, it is the end of October already. What? I feel like October there's always so much pressure to read so many spooky dark books, and I always put this pressure on myself every year, and every year I'm like, you don't need to do this. And I have managed to read quite a lot of those books this month, but what I didn't do for this month was set Fictionary TBR. So this is the first TBR in 2 months that I've set from Fictionary, because last month I was doing, well, this month, October, I was doing Spoopathon, which I thought would be too difficult to merge with the Fictionary prompts, so I decided to wait until November. So this video is my November Fictionary TBR, and I am very excited for this because I have a couple of books I really want to try and get onto this TBR, but also I don't really know what direction I want to take my reading in. I've said I've read a lot in October, and I feel like I want to read less in November if I can, because sometimes when I read a lot I find retention a little bit difficult when I've read loads, to just kind of remember each individual story apart from the ones that really stood out. And I'd like to spend a bit more time reading each book and just really getting into the writing style, so hopefully this TBR can help me do that, but I don't know. There's a couple of books that I want to try and get on, so let's see if I can do that, but we never know what Fictionary is going to do to me. If you are unfamiliar, Fictionary is a game that I've created based on Pictionary, in which I have various different categories, and each category has various different prompts underneath it. So the prompts are people and places, appearance, title, difficult, and any book. So basically I want to land on any book and I don't want to land on difficult, which means I'll probably do the reverse of that. If I get any book, I think I'm going to either try and get my Patreon book club pick on, or the book my patrons have selected for me to do a dedicated reading vlog for. So the dedicated reading vlog book is the Graveyard book, and the book club pick hasn't actually been properly sealed in yet because we are still voting. So I'm kind of tentatively going down the route of Ninth House because that's currently the book that is leading, but it could also be If We Were Villains, which is also leading, so I want to read them both in November anyway if I can, so I'm going to try and get those on the list too. Let's see how well this goes. I have 6 rolls, potentially 6 books unless I really mess it up. Let's go. Roll number 1, here we go. 1, okay. Appearance. Okay, I have the card, I'm going to show you, I'm not going to look. Okay, I have shown you the card. I'm going to get my phone for my timer. I have 1 minute to be able to find this book once I've looked at it. I feel like I'm nervous to do this after not doing it for a month, but it should be fine. It'll be fine. Okay, I'm going to read the prompt, set the timer, and run around trying to find this book. Maximalist cover. Okay. Boom! Okay, that kind of is subjective as to what I think a maximalist cover is, I suppose. But I think this definitely has a maximalist cover, and I've managed to get in there early. It's the Graveyard book by Neil Gaiman. This has a lot of stuff going on. There is a lot going on there, including a printed on sticker. What's the sticker for? Carnegie Medal winner 2010. I mean, that's kind of cool. But yeah, there's a lot going on there, from reviews on the cover to the actual design, to the font, to the sticker that's printed on. The back's quite busy. I'd say that's a maximalist cover. I barely know what this book is about, but I really want to read it. I also recently read Stardust, and at the end of Stardust, I was listening to the audiobook. At the end of the audiobook, there was a dedicated part to talking about Neil Gaiman's other writing, and he'd spoken about the Graveyard book, and that made me want to read it even more. So I'm really glad this was my Patreon pick for my dedicated reading vlog. And yay, I got it onto my TBR early. So this is successful so far. I'm feeling good. Let's do roll number 2. 1 again. Title. Okay, title is the next prompt. Okay, so there's the prompt. Okay, I'm ready. I'm scared. Friend picks the first letter. Okay, hang on, I can't set the timer for that. I have to message a friend first. Okay, all right. Haha. This could be terrifying. I'm gonna message my group chat because I feel like there's more chance of one of them replying to me quickly. Okay, the text has been sent. I feel like maybe I'll just wait a second unless someone immediately replies to that and do the next prompt, because otherwise we could be waiting a while. Okay, that wasn't a long wait at all. Lauren has come back with letter T, so I'm gonna start a timer and try and find a book that starts with the letter T. Okay. I failed that. I completely failed that. That was really hard because on the prompt card it also says not including the or a. So if a book started with the, which was T, I couldn't pick it, which made that really difficult. Lauren just messaged saying she thought she'd be nice and give me one beginning with T because I could use the, and I've just been like, That's not how it works. So that's a fail, which means I have to take a forfeit card. Great. Okay, here's the forfeit card. Number generator. Oh my god, okay. So this was when I created my Notion board. This is why I created my Notion board, because I wanted to be able to put in a number generator and just pick the book that came off the number generator. Okay, fine. Fine. So I'm just gonna go on to Google and type in number generator, and I'm gonna put in the last number of books that I have on my unread TBR on Notion. And whatever number it gives me will be the book that I have to read, unless it's in a sequel and I haven't actually read the first book yet, in which case we will go again. Okay, so there's 270 books on my TBR that I haven't read yet, and that's not even all of them. I don't know how I'm going to do this because I've not got a column that says each number, but I guess we'll work that out in a second. Ah, okay, well that's useful. The number is 20, so at least I don't have to count too many down. Hang on, I'm just going to bend down to my laptop and then I'll tell you what it is. Okay, so that's not too bad. The book it's picked is Amari and the Night Brothers. This is book number 20 on my TBR. It's alphabetical order by author, so this is by B.B. Alston. That means that currently my TBR sits at 2 middle grade books, which I'm not too mad about, but also I kind of want to get some of the dark academia ones on that I want to read within November, but I'm not going to complain. I don't really know too much about this one, but I bought it because everyone was raving about it and said it was really good, and it's got really lovely sprayed pages, so yeah, I can't go wrong hopefully with this because everyone says it's fantastic. So currently, we're 2 middle grades in, we have 4 books left to pick. Okay, roll number 3, please give me something that I can involve dark academia in. 2. Any book! I can do dark academia for that! Okay, I'm putting Ninth House on the TBR, it's going in there. I hope that If We Were Villains does then come up as another option that I can put in because I really want to get them both on my TBR, but I think this one's more likely to be the Patreon book club pick because it's currently in the lead. I should probably check that. Is it still in the lead? It's literally leading by 1 vote, so Ninth House, that's my pick for any book. This is a dark academia. There is a lot of trigger warnings for this book, so if you are wanting to read it, definitely check those out. But I'm kind of half going into this one blind because I just know that there's a lot of heavy stuff that happens and that's pretty much it. I know it's a university setting, as is common with the dark academia vibes of books, and yeah, just generally I don't really know anything about it. So I want to read this, I've been wanting to read it for a while, and hopefully I enjoy it. We're really hitting all the prompts today, so people and places is the next prompt. So there is the prompt card. Let's take a look and start this terrifying timer. Set in a fantasy world. Well, that could be literally anything, but none of the dark academia ones that I want to read. Oh, okay, fine. Okay, I've been trying to get this one on a TBR for a few months now and it just hasn't fitted, but this is a perfect opportunity to read Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune. I really enjoyed The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune, so I'm hoping I'll enjoy this one too. And I'm pretty sure that this is set in a fantasy world because it follows people that are passing through on their way to death. So that is getting my set in a fantasy world prompt. Okay, 2 books left. 2 books to try and get, ideally 2 other books that I want to read onto my TBR. People and places again. Okay. Okay, here is the prompt. LGBTQA plus rep. Okay, I know one of the books I want to read, but I don't know if it's got rep, so I'm just going to fight against the clock to Goodreads this, although Goodreads can often lie. Oh no, the pressure, the pressure. Oh, just fighting my internet speed right now. Really hope it does. Okay, Goodreads says this has LGBT in it. I want to check that. But hang on, let me get the book. Okay, so the book is If We Were Villains by Emma L. Rio, and this is meant to be like the Shakespeare version of The Secret History. So I need to double check if this definitely has LGBTQA+ in it, because I know that Goodreads can often be incorrect about that kind of thing. So I want to check that quickly, but I'm gonna preliminary say that this is the book that I'm going for because I really wanted to fit this one onto my TBR. I may be going a bit heavier now and not putting enough light stuff in, but it'll be balanced with the middle grade. So yeah, I know very little about this other than the kind of comparison to The Secret History, which I did really enjoy. So I'm gonna check and I will let you know and kind of firm it in place. Okay, I've just texted Ashley to ask her because I know that she literally just finished this book, so hopefully she can reply soonish and I could know for sure whether it is LGBT, but let's take another roll whilst I wait. I just had to give my camera some time out because it overheated, but we're back. I have the prompt card, I haven't looked at it yet. This is for appearance and this is also for my final book. So here is the prompt card. And timer at the ready, cover with a weapon. So basically, pretty much a fantasy again. Okay, I have done it. I have got my final book. Stop the timer. Okay, what I am going to do is give myself a little bit of leeway here because I was planning on starting this book this week, and given the month starts on Monday for November next week, I kind of might let myself start this one a little teeny weeny bit early. One, because it's massive, and two, because reading is for fun, not for rules. Yay, even though this whole game is based around rules, but it's still fun. So anyway, yeah, the book that I have picked is Empire of the Vampire by J. Kristoff. This is big. This is the Illumicrate edition, which is very pretty, but there are indeed weapons on the cover. There are swords. You'd be able to see them if my camera would focus. There we go. Swords, weapons. This is massive. It's huge. I'm scared I'm not gonna like it. I don't know why, but I'm just worried I won't like it. If I don't like it, for whatever reason on IDNF, I will pick another book with a weapon on the cover to replace it, but it's really big. And I was hoping to start it this week, but I think what I'm going to do is read one contemporary autumnal book in the middle, because I completely forgot about it until I just looked at the shelves now and was trying to make my TBR, and that is Last Chance Books. I really wanted to read that one in the autumn because it's meant to be like a You've Got Mail type of retelling, which is very autumnal, and then I will start this. So basically it depends when I finish that one, Last Chance Books, which also depends on when I finish White Smoke, which is a book I'm currently reading. So basically I might hope to start this on Halloween weekend. It's really big! But I think if I don't read it now, I'll lose the momentum, so I hope I enjoy it. Let's recap the TBR, which started fine and is now daunting. Also, Ashley has confirmed that If We Were Villains is definitely LGBTQIA+, so that can definitely go in for that prompt. Yay! Okay, book one on the TBR is my least intimidating, and this is The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. This was for prompt maximalist cover. Book two is Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alston, and this is for the number generator prompt, which was a punishment for me not being able to find a book with the letter T being the first letter, excluding the, which is difficult, and I'm still thinking about it. And I can't think of any, because there are some that I would have picked that started with the, which just, maybe I was being too harsh. But anyway, this is book two. Then I got to go for any book, and I'm kind of glad I did, because I don't know if this would have fit any other prompts, and I went with Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. Then for Set in a Fantasy World, I picked up Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune, and hopefully I enjoyed this one as much as I did The House in Cerulean Sea. And I picked up If We Were Villains for LGBTQIA+ rep by ML Rio. I've been wanting to read this one for a while, so I really, really hope I like this. I feel like November is the perfect time of year to read it too. And finally, for Cover with a Weapon, or also book that could be a weapon potentially, I picked up Empire of the Vampire by J. Kristoff. And I may regret it. So those are the books that I have picked up for my Fictionary TBR for November. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below what you will be reading in November, and subscribe to see more of my face on your feed. And if you want to see how I did, this will be in a wrap-up at the end of November. You can also find my Patreon link down below, where I will be posting the dedicated reading vlog that I mentioned, and lots of other fun stuff. Thank you so much for watching, keep smiling and stay positive.